just leaving Oakhurst right now, leaving Tom's house. Had a great time there, had an awesome dinner, and now we are heading to G's aunt and uncle's house up in Winters. Well, I have a busy day tomorrow. I have a lot of projects with the RV I need to get done, but it is just this beautiful, beautiful day today. Very excited to get on the road. The plan was for me to install that 5-star tuning chip so we could see how it did with the big hill coming out of town here. But I realized, just in case something did go wrong, as we all know, things go wrong sometimes with these RVs, we didn't want to be stranded on this road up here. So I decided to wait to do it till Winters, whenever I have all day tomorrow to work on stuff. I plan on doing it then, and then we can just, drive around a little bit and see how the RV reacts then. This is a bit of a shorter drive for us. What is it, G, about 4 hours?
Uh-huh.
She's over there eating her breakfast and lunch right now.
About 4, 3.5 it said, but a little over 4 for us.
We had originally planned to be on the road early, like what, 9?
We don't listen to our own selves, though.
I feel like whenever we say a time, there's a 3 to 4 hour window to when it's actually going to happen. Well, later. I feel like we're never early.
We're never early.
I feel like when we're about 10 minutes late, we feel like we're like proud of ourselves, and we feel like we're on time then.
We don't know how to be on time. But when you live like this, you don't really need to be. So I think that's why we just know that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I really think that is, because once you have the option to relax and take your time with something, you will. Well, here's this hill. I feel bad for the people behind us. I'll be taking a lot of turnoffs, I bet. Sorry, buddy. Can't stop.
Sorry, mister.
Your girlfriend doesn't like hitchhikers.
Sorry. Hey, it's not that I don't like I don't trust all of them.
Fair enough. Alrighty. We will catch you all on the road. Here we go, Alice.
Yeah, I'm wandering through a world that ain't hers, that ain't hers. Well, I'm living through a heart I don't know, that I don't know. And I'm singing through a soul that I don't know, that I don't know. Well, honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Yeah, honey, I'm just a ghost in this town.
Grab it, it says 12.5.
What?
It says 12.5 out!
Yes, what? Stop it!
Well, I'm swimming in an ocean, and it's all mine. Yeah, it's all mine. And I'm running through a forest, and it's on fire. Yeah, it's on fire. And I've been searching for a river to lead me home, lead me home. But I wish I'd find it sooner, 'cause I ain't got no place to go. No, no, no. 'Cause honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Yeah, honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. But for all my hard work, yeah, for all my hard work, yeah, for all my hard work, I've got to keep on. 'Cause I got something in my back pocket all alone. Yeah, I got something in my back pocket to hold on to. Well, I'm walking through a world that ain't mine, that ain't mine.
Well, we made it to Winters. Chuck is on his way up. That's G's uncle. He helped me do the fridge door whenever that door broke off. I'll be sure to link that video here. We have a couple projects. I think we're going to put the display up in the motorhome. He has woodworking tools. He can do different things with his garage here that I can't necessarily do on the road. So that's going to be a huge help. And some other projects. I think the screen door, I think that's on the docket for the day. And also the cabinet door, I didn't show it yet, but I'll be sure to show it now. Kobuk was like sleeping underneath the little door where the trash is. I didn't want to wake him up. I opened it and he heard it and he jumped up real quick and he broke the door. We're going through a lot of cabinetry here with Kobuk, but we're getting it figured out. And then later in the day, I think we are all headed, actually it might be tomorrow, I think we might be hanging out in town. And then later in the evening, I think we may be heading to Winters. We may just be hanging out here and having dinner. I'm not too sure what the plan is. I do know tomorrow for sure we are heading into town and hanging out, going to a couple of wineries and seeing how Kobuk does downtown. But for today, got some projects, so gonna get started. This is the cabinet door. I ended up having to put some tape on here to hold it together while we're on the road before I had the clamps to actually get it all put together right. And this actually wasn't Kobuk. This was for me. We were doing those workouts. My foot just happened to clip this and it ripped it open right there. You can see that crack. So got to take this one back off again. This poor door has been going through a lot. There's Chuck. Say hi, Chuck.
Hi, kids.
So that is his motorhome that's actually for sale. Maybe we can plug your motorhome in here. The Vacationer. Today we're getting some work done, so that's Chuck, and then we have Blaze right there to the right. So which project do you want to get started on first? Here we are in the underbay. We have the pure sine wave inverter with the monitor up there, and I just removed this section right here. This is where the freshwater fill, if you don't want to use the wet bay. It already has a pre-drill hole up in there, and the problem we're facing right now is being that the slide's in, I'm not able to get into the nightstand to run the wires. That's going to have to happen later. What we decided is we're not going to install this up by G's bed just because the way we're going to have to mount it, it's not really a solid location. We decided to mount it at the foot of the bed. It has a little bit more support there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to finish removing everything. I'm going to take this off. Then we're going to find a way that it's going to mount to the bed. We're still talking over if we just want to mount it directly to the bed or if we want to make a type of wood frame to go around that. So it'll have the 4 main screws that goes into the bed, but also the wooden frame will be attached to the bed as well. So it'll have extra support. Instead of looking at this for the readout of the battery, I would just mount that for the readout where all the utilities are, where the black water, gray water, fresh water is. So whenever we need to check on the battery, we can just look there. And this will be the on and off switch for the inverter.
So that's at least a 2x behind there?
Yeah. So what we discovered and what we decided to do was, instead of creating a frame, what we can do is cut in to this piece of wood, and that will be our solid frame from the beginning. And then what we can do is attach, using the existing bolts right here, that's what will attach it to this block of wood, and the block of wood will be what's attached to the bed, right?
Yes.
Now we're gonna go to the Sawzall. So why'd you pick that blade?
This blade?
Yeah.
Well, it fits, it's thinner than the other ones, and on the other ones the teeth go out to the side, and this one fits in the hole. We are going to now take, since we drilled a hole because we couldn't go through on the ends, we're going to cut it out on the ends.
we got it. We have the spots to pre-drill for the screws for the plate itself, for the actual unit. And also we had to drill a couple small holes around the diameter. On the face of the unit it has these little screws right here. To make it flush we had to drill those holes. Here is the finished product. We ended up putting 4 long screws through the top right here. The problem we were running into is there's actually a little bit of a brace that goes up here on this side of the bed, but down here it's more hollow. So what we had to do is run an actual bolt through here with washers on the other side. These were able to screw into some sort of brace that's behind the bed, because that outer side is not a solid piece of wood. I mean, you can hear the difference. That has a little bit of a brace in the top and the bottom doesn't, but it turned out pretty good. The one thing with this this face unit is you go to power saver off, turn it on, it has the welcome screen, and what happens is the screen will eventually go dim and you just have to press this display button, press it fairly hard for the lights to come back on. So for this particular setup, just because the way that the back wall was set up where G's bed is, I just felt like over time this face unit's heavy enough and they really didn't build that back wall with any type of real support. So over time I think it just would have rattled out or broke the mount that it was in. So this was just a better spot, and it's really not that big of a deal for me to come down here and, you know, press this display. But say if you're older or if you don't want to worry about that all the time, then this display necessarily might not be the best for you. And that's why I want to eventually get a display next to the black water, gray water, and that way whenever we're walking by we could just look up there and find whatever read out the voltage of the batteries.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our social media and our website, chrisandgtravels.com.
If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and also share this video with your friends. We'd also like to thank Progressive Industries for making daily videos in Alaska possible.